There we go. Turn on my sound. It's okay. It's not a deal breaker. Thank you, Joel. Yes, I caught it because I had it on. Don't know why it's like this. StreamYard doing something stupid right now just because it reset. But we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to stress about it. We're just going to go ahead and jump in. We're going to talk tonight. First of all, appreciate everyone stopping through. Appreciate y'all hanging out as we come in live. We're going to do some, basically some first impressions of a house that I've seen a lot on Facebook. And so I decided let's get a discovery set. Let's see what they're working with. Let's see if there's anything that is useful out of it. And we'll jump into it. But as you're coming in, do me the favor, of course, hit that like, drop those likes, but also drop your cent of the day. We're going to go through John Cortez. You beat everybody this on this one. As far as the comments, so John basically said, went through the sample set, then ordered 4 10 ml decants. They are great fragrances. Okay, we're going to check it out. I'll take you at your word until we test and verify. All right. Joel, good to see you. Appreciate you stopping through, of course. Center of the day, Gritty Arancia Ambrata. Joel be coming up with this stuff, man. I do want to check out. I've heard about Gritty, what is it, Mango Oud. I'm gonna check that out. That's definitely one that I keep hearing about, and so I might have to make a list and go back and put all the stuff that Joel has said. All right, goodies. Yeah, we've got the Sphinx discovery set right here. We're gonna dig into that. We're gonna talk about it. Yeah, appreciate the no sound. And then Carlton, good to see you, man. SmellGoodz, what up, fam? Scent of the day, Coconut Lagoon. All right, good one. For me, my scent of the day is Mancera. This is Sicily. This peach, what is that? I want to say lemon. Just a great, for me, this is a great summer fragrance. One that I didn't, I can't remember if I got this as I did get this as a blind buy just based upon the strength of recommendations. One of the things is I know who I watch and whose nose I kind of mirror or mimic. And so someone who highly respect in this area raved about this, and I was like, okay, it's Mancera, which is already a plus for me. And then Sicily, checked it out. Very good. Definitely something that if you're into this, you might want to check out. All right. But that's my scent of the day. Let's jump back into chat real quick, and then we're gonna crack open the first one. We're gonna see what they're working with and how they're what they got for us. Johnny said, hi, scent of the day, Rayhan Lion. Smelling good, my friend. Derek T said, what's good, family? Guess it's Gritty Day. He's wearing Rebellion. Okay. Definitely. Derek, what are you saying, Dedrick? Because Dedrick is the one who turned me on to Sicily. So absolutely. All right, let's jump in. So again, I had seen Sphinx fragrances all over my Facebook. My Facebook is, you got almost every, not every, but you got a bunch of fragrance that just rolls through as far as ads, what have you. And I gave you all, if as far as just putting you all on game, the more that you kind of like and look at some of the fragrance houses, you might get to start seeing things like Macy's or Bloomingdale's or some of the other department stores, or even some of the brands. Like I've gotten samples from Initio. I've gotten samples from Macy's, from Bloomingdale's. I think I've got some from Saks. Just as a way to, because my feed is showing me that stuff, it's a great way sometimes to just get samples of stuff. And so I've got a box of samples that I've gotten from there. Also, really quick, while I'm thinking about it, make sure not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, the 29th. Thanks to each and every one of you that has subscribed, that has watched, that has ever commented on video, all of that. We hit 5,000 as far as subscribers. So we're going to do a celebration. I've got some invites out for some folks to come and join me. I have my guy, the Scent Bubble. He said he's going to donate a bottle to give away. Day 3 has already given a discovery set to give away. And we'll look at some other things. I think, Nazar. So Terrence from Nazar has said he's going to do some things as a giveaway. and he will probably be on that day as well. So definitely make sure, if you're locked in, if you're subscribed, all that fun stuff, you'll get the notification, but make sure you kind of set stuff aside because we're going to make a big deal out of it on the 29th. All right, let's jump in. So again, this is Sphinx Discovery Set. Let me put that up there for you to see. You can see kind of even the hieroglyphics. So white box, the back of it is there. And it says on the back here, I guess this is their tagline, when scent has history. When scent has history. All right. So open it up, and I don't want anything to fall out, but it comes with the tester strips. You can do 9, or the Discovery Set has 9. You can choose which 9 you want. They have both men and women's fragrance, so male and female, and you can choose what you want. And then they also sent me an additional 2 extra samples. So I was able to give, and those were, I guess they were like, well, all of yours are masculine, so let's give you something in case there's a lady in your life. So they sent me 2 that were more along the feminine side. So my wife has those and she's enjoying those. But let's kind of dig into it. Again, you get the tester strips branded. It's got their logo on the side here, and then their brand or what have you there as well. So let's kind of jump in. Let's kind of go through these and see what we got going on here. And we'll jump back and forth between it and the chat. Get there. All right, first one up. And these are wedged in here pretty good. So during the shipping, these aren't going to fall out or anything because they're wedged in there really good. All right. So this first one is Cairo Nights. Cairo Nights. Let's get this out there. I've got a bunch of stuff on, so I'm not going on skin with any of these. And I recognize that it may change a little bit, but just first impression, let's kind of see what we're working with. So you get citruses for sure, but there's a sweetness in this. Can't tell. I want to say vanilla, but I get up top, I get some citruses, but I do get like there's this sweetness that's underneath there. Let's check this out. Let me pull up the notes. All right, so this one, yeah, up top you got citrus, herbal, lemon, bergamot, herbal notes. Heart notes, you got floral, woody, lily of the valley, jasmine, rose, patchouli, and gaiac wood. And then base, you got edible, ambery, vanilla, caramel, tonka bean, amber, and musk. So yeah, this is nice. Because that vanilla and I guess the caramel and the tonka kind of, even though they're in the base, they are pushing through. Definitely evening time fragrance for me. Definitely more of an intentional type of situation. More date night than hanging out with the fellas type of night. Yeah. So far, first one up, definitely rockable. Definitely something that I could wear. Might have to check out. All right. So that one is Cairo Nights. I'm gonna put that one over here just because we'll kind of keep an eye on what might work, what might not work. All right. Let's jump back in. Derek at Joel, good to see you, Derek. Since IRL, good to check you out, man. Good to see you. What up, fam? You need to check out Alexandria Fragrances. That's your go-to for quality clones. All right, I'm gonna have to check them out. Y'all know for me right now, my upper level clones is Yeoman Leo. I've not had, well, I won't say that. I've had one that I'm like, I'm still letting it macerate. Still letting this one kind of see what it does. But for the most part, for me, Yeoman Leo has gotten me right every time. In addition to, of course, you got the Latafas, Alfnans, all those fun stuff. All right. Good deal there. The mayor of Detroit. Listen, I'm originally from Chicago. I'm not going to hold it against you that you're the mayor of Detroit. Appreciate you stopping through, my friend. Good evening, good people. This is my first time in your chat, but I do watch your videos. Appreciate that, man. Scent of the day is Aromatics Platine Blanc. All right. And it's all good about Detroit. There's just for me, there's a rivalry sometimes with Detroit, but it's okay. All right. Good deal. Mayor, welcome to the chat. Salute. Excellent. Got the older version, older bottle style of Sphinx Black Anubis. So good. Okay. Well, I think I've got Black Anubis in here. So we're going to check it out and see if Black Anubis is still rockable or kind of what's going on with it. All right. Yes, since Chi-Town for sure. For sure. Even though I live in Phoenix now, I still claim Chicago. I haven't been back in a while. I need to go back to Chicago. But the thing about I love about where I live is everything that I would want to have as far as like food and the things that make Chicago Chicago, we got them here. So the pizza, the hot dogs, the gyro sandwiches, the popcorn now, the Portillo's, all that fun stuff, it's here as well in Phoenix. So yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Salute to you as well. All right. This one was, again, this was Cairo Night. Let's put that over there. Next one up. This is kind of hard to see because the light is drowning it out. This is Coconut Daiquiri. So I'm going to tell you right now, of course, coconut is got to be in this. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a name Coconut Daiquiri. All right. Find the thing. Yeah, coconut hits. I want to say there's some fruit in here as well, other than coconut. Because you get, I mean, this basically, this is a tropical scent for me. This is summer right here. It reminds me of something. No, it's not that. Okay. I was wondering if it was reminding me of Could Lodge Island, but I'm gonna have to really figure out what this reminds me of. But let's pull up the notes. So we got in this one. Coconut, lime, bergamot, mandarin, and orange. Yeah. Middle notes are apple, fruits, lang lang, jasmine, and hibiscus. And then base notes are vanilla, rum, sugar, musk, and amber. So I'm going on a cruise again in September. So this might be going in my stash for the cruise because this feels at home for that. Yeah. Yeah. It's not bad. Yeah, that's another one that could work out. Could definitely work out. Let's jump back in. All good. Salute. Lived in Chicago for 6 years, 2010 to 2016. Southside when we worked for Ford. Southside's where it's at, right? West Side. West Side is a little, yeah. All right. But I'm a Southside boy, born and raised, well, born in a hospital on the West Side, but raised on the South Side. All right. A lot of Chicago people live here. Absolutely. Listen, there are so many Chicago folks here. My family preceded me. My brother moved here. I had aunts that moved here like 30 years ago. My family preceded me, where now probably the bulk of my family is either here in Phoenix or in the Dallas area. But yeah, It's a lot of folks from Chicago in this area, and Milwaukee's another. A lot of folks from Milwaukee are making their way this way as well. All right. Coconut Daiquiris Need from Aromatics collaboration with them. I think so. I think I did remember reading that or seeing that. So it's good. It's good. I still have not checked out Neve's other collaborations that he's got going on right now. But I don't know where this was, if this was his first collaboration, but it's a really good one. Definitely a good one that like I said, I'm going to spend more time with it probably when I go on this cruise, put that in my little travel bag so that I can, switch it up on the boat when we get off into port, all those fun things. All right. Let's see. Next one up. Next one up is, what is this one called? I'm trying to get my tester strip. This one is Oceanic Symphony. Oceanic Symphony. You get salty marine. This is to give you a fragrance reference point for me, because this is salty aquatic marine. This isn't because there's some oceanic type of fragrances, water fragrances that smell more tropical. This smells more in the ocean, right? And to give you a fragrance frame of reference, think a very much toned down, not as potent Mega Mare or what is that, Lattafa Atlas. Because Lattafa Atlas and Mega Mare both are potent. They are room fillers, room shifters, room killers. This is in that space as far as just that saltiness, aquatic, but it's not overpowering. Like, you can see how much I'm putting into my nose. If this were Lattafa Atlas, I'd be like this and still picking up. Definitely something, if you're into more of the aquatic ones, more of the oceanic, salty, marine, like middle of the ocean type fragrances, this works. This works. So far, nothing bad. Let's pull up the notes just to check that one out. Where are we at? Top notes on this one are bergamot, mandarin, orange, and lemon. Middle notes are sea salt, musk, and ambergris. Interesting, because that sea salt, because I really get there's not really an aquatic note in there, but that's what comes off. Now, it may be, just as I'm now reading that, it may be the blend of that orange that's kind of giving it, that orange and lemon that's kind of giving it that. But to me, this comes off very much like an aquatic one. All right. All right, let's see. Let's jump back into the chat. Rum coconut would smell like Simone Andrioli Malibu party in the Bay. Joel, you be coming up with some stuff. Listen, Joel, I'm waiting for you to get your channel going. I know you kind of jumping back into it slowly, but I would watch just because I want to see all that you got and figure out where to get it from and all that fun stuff. You got a collection, my friend. All right, Taste of Sense, what's good, my guy? Good to see you too. All right. Let's jump next one. So far, Again, so far of what I've gotten from Sphinx, there's nothing in here that, granted, I've only gone through 3 of them, but so far, the 3 that I've gotten are all nice fragrances. If I had to, I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm not going to rank them or anything of that nature. Right now, they're not all, for me, there may not be run out and grab tomorrow, but these are definitely, I'm going to spend some more time with him to see what of the collection might make it into, what of their collection might make it into my collection. All right. Next one up is Vanilla Azure. So yeah, you do get vanilla. I get tonka as well. But there's an airiness to this vanilla. To me, this is, I would classify this as unisex, but leaning more, because for me, this wouldn't necessarily be me. This might be more for my wife. Yeah. It's more of an airy vanilla. It's not a dense vanilla. Yeah, this smells good. It just wouldn't be for me. This wouldn't fit my scent profile. Yeah, this is a little too light of a vanilla for me. All right, we get the notes on this. Vanilla, marshmallow, that's the airiness, I think. Milk, coconut, and toffee. Wow. Heart notes, you got oud, praline, lang lang, dates, musk, myrrh, mahonial rum, and tuberose. Okay. And then base notes are leather, tonka bean, mahogany, nutmeg, benzoin, and cinnamon. Yeah. I'm not going back on it. It's nice. It just doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit my scent profile. All right. All right. Anything new in the chat? Nothing there. All right. Listen. For those that came in, again, just a reminder, not next Tuesday, because I'm trying to make Tuesday nights are trying to be my live nights. Those are figured, I want to continue to build what we've got going on here. So Tuesday nights will probably be right now set up to be my live nights that I'll go live every night every Tuesday around this time. But 2 weeks from today, we're doing a live stream celebration giveaway, because again, we hit 5,000. So I want to make sure, celebrating to honor you all. Got some giveaways planned, some stuff we want to do, and some folks hopefully that'll have the opportunity to stop by. So put it on your calendar. Make sure you are in the place. All right. Next one up is Night. What is this? Night on the Nile. Night on the Nile. All right. Let's just pull that up while we get in this set. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Now this, just off the rip, fits more of my scent profile. Yeah, this is a I want to say, I don't want to say heavy fragrance. It's more of a darker fragrance, a little more woody and spicy. I do get a little bit of citrus in there. All right. Yeah, this one would definitely work for me more evening. Doesn't have to be an intentional evening though. This could just be hanging out type of evening, and more so in the cooler months, so fall and winter. Yeah, so up top you've got grapefruit, bergamot, passion fruit. That this, okay, that's where this puts me in the space of. I want to say it puts me in the space, not a clone, not just to give again a fragrance reference point. It puts me in the space a little more of oud maracuja. That's where this kind of puts me in the space of. When it said passion fruit, that's what triggered this. Like, yeah, that's kind of where this sets me up. So again, top grapefruit, bergamot, passion fruit. Heart notes are agarwood and patchouli. And then base notes are leather, vanilla, Turkish rose, and amber. Yeah, this is a more, I don't want to say wearable, because oud maracuja is wearable. It's just, this is softer. Let's put it that way. This is a little softer as in that space. Again, not a clone. Not saying it's oud maracuja. I'm saying if you were talking about the DNA, if we're talking about kind of where the space it puts you in, yeah, it comes off as more of a softer version, if you will. Not bad. This could be the bottle of choice right now for me. This is what, Night on the Nile? For me, and what I like and how I flow, this could be the bottle so far. Again, of the 5, this is the 5th one. Of the 5, only one is one, and it's not a bad scent. I'm just passing it more over to my wife, probably. But this one is more up my alley. This one is definitely up my alley. All right, Sphinx, they working with some stuff. Sphinx is working with some things. All right, what's going on? Y'all gotten quiet in the chat? All right, let's jump back in. Let's see what else. Since y'all gonna be quiet, I'm gonna just keep going. Let's see what we got here. It's hard to see because of the light glare. This is the Black Anubis. This is Black Anubis. So Joel, I think this is the one you said you had the old school bottle of, the original bottle of. Wonder if they've done a reformulation of it or anything. Let's jump to this. Y'all just listening. I appreciate it. No problem. All right. Black Anubis. Okay. This might also become bottle worthy. Yeah. Now I looked at the notes: saffron, artemisia, grapefruit, Bulgarian rose, and nutmeg. oud wood in the middle, oud wood, cedar, tonka bean, amber, and leather. Now, for me, normally saffron comes up pretty easily for me, but the saffron is I'm digging for it. It's not huge for me. And the grapefruit, even because if I'm thinking like the top notes, the grapefruit is not huge, because grapefruit is another one that typically, especially if it's the only citrus there or what have you, it's very recognizable. This is blended in such a way. I'm trying to think. I see you there, Joel. I'm trying to think what it does, because it is a familiar fragrance as far as just the DNA. But I can't put my nose on it. Haha. Let me take a breath. Let me think. I'm trying to think. I can't place it right now. Joel, if you mention it might trigger it, but I can't place it. But it is a familiar DNA, if you will, or at least a familiar profile. Yeah. Needless to say, this definitely makes it into the running between this and Night on the Nile. These two right here are in my style. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, let's do this. Black Anubis. See if maybe on skin it'll trigger. I can't. Now on skin, yeah, I do pick up a little more of that citrus. Nope. Just moving stuff around. Let's see. Let me go back here. These videos start looking at fragrance just to, yeah. And here's the thing. I'll say this while I'm kind of going through this. I did the discovery set, right? Because that's the way, especially if I've not seen a lot of folks on it, I wanted to check it out. But I'm gonna tell you right now, for me, those two are it. Derek asks, is it like BR540? Okay, BR540, more masculine. Yeah, I can see it. I can see that. I can see that comparison, but it reminds me of something else too. But this is to put it in that profile of 540 for me, because 540 comes off loud at times, right? It comes off as and when I say loud, and it comes off, kind of announces its presence. This right here, again, just on my skin right now, it comes off in more of a way that it's a little more subdued, but also in a way that, for me, changes that thought for me, changes that feeling, as far as, because I've gotten kind of over 540. But this right here, yeah, I can see that it kind of shifts it for me. I'm gonna have to spend some more time, because there's something else that's here that reminds me of something else. But yeah, right now, Night on the Nile, and what is this, Black Anubis? They're go-tos. Derek says, seems like one you might start with. Intrigued. Good. Again, that's my goal whenever I do these, is hopefully you'll find something or hear something that you can check out, because all I'm doing right now, this is my fragrance journey. This is as far as me jumping into fragrance and fragrances as a hobby, I'm really less than 2 years in, right? So I'm documenting, this whole channel really is me documenting, figuring out what I like, what I don't like, but also sharing that with you guys, right? So Joel said, Derek is an intriguing scent, good for fall. Yeah, this is definitely more fall. For me, my winters are still a good time. Winter here is 50s, 60s. So yeah, definitely one to definitely check out and keep an eye on. All right. Let's go to the next one here. There we go, if we do it that way. Sphinx Elixir. All right. We're just gonna pull up notes on it while we let it work its thing. Definitely a little punchier. Is this their version of Sauvage Elixir? Because that's kind of what I get with this, and not just because of the elixir name, but it's almost comes off like a twist of Sauvage Elixir. Top notes, yeah, you got Sphinx Mystery Elixir. That's literally what it says. Sphinx Mystery Elixir. So that's their own private blend, their own stuff that they don't want to tell you what's actually there. Divinum, pink pepper, Italian bergamot, and civet. Heart notes are oud, rosemary, amber, and magnolia. Base notes are leather, vetiver, Haitian vetiver, musk, and ambergris. Yeah, this is to give you the space. This would be in the Sauvage Elixir type of space for me. That's civet. What is civet? Because the civet is what, because there's something that's a little different here. Yeah. That's what I thought it was. So civet is a small, lean, mostly nocturnal mammal. And this is one of the notes. And there's for lack of a better term, there is an animalic type of thing or a funkiness to this. That's not the oud that's there. And so I'm wondering if it's that civet. I'd have to spend more time with this, but this is a potential, not a rush out. For me, it doesn't take the place of Night on the Nile and what was the other one, Black Anubis. But this, just to give you kind of, if you're looking for something that maybe a twist, if you will, on Sauvage Elixir, that's immediately what this comes to mind too. Now, as I'm here, it does turn a little more, I want to say a little more darker. Yeah, but yeah, definitely another one to check out. All right, let's see. Derek just said duly noted. Hoa Lee said just got Off Non-Supremacy Collector's Edition and Rasasi Hawas Black from Joma Shop 5 days ago, but they're not strong at all. Give it some time. Give it a little time, because Hawas Black is potent. Hawas Black is potent, and Supremacy CE Collector's Edition, give it some time. Trust on this. Give it a little time. You will want to come back, hop in the time machine, come back and change that, because it's gonna get stronger. Trust. Yeah, Joel, don't worry. With time, it becomes stronger. All my fragrances, Middle Eastern niche designer, always change a bit or a lot after being on the shelf for a while. All right. You said you have an August 2024 batch. I would still, granted, that's been sitting on the shelf for what, a little less than a year. But spray it out. Let's see what you say or what you think after a little bit, because when I first reviewed Hawas Black, I was like, I'm not that, it's okay. I came back to it a couple weeks later and was like, oh no, I was wrong. This is some potent, powerful stuff. And my bottle of what is it, of Collector's Edition, in fact, I wore that, I want to say yesterday, took it to work, wore it. That one still potent. Yeah. So I don't know, you got it from Joma Shop, so for me, that at least removes some of the concern that it might be a fake batch. But yeah, that one, I'll tell you right now, I think you'll just have to give it some time. Yeah, because that stuff is potent. All right, let's jump back in. Let's see what else we got here. We got two more, so we'll kind of jump in it, and then we'll just kind of chop it up on fragrance for a little bit. This one is Sphinx Signature. All right, let's get that here. That thing here. This, yeah, you got, I'm trying to think with this, because this is also, for them to be their own house, this one is also somewhat familiar. It's a little familiar, but I get some spice up top. And then there's like this, there's a citrus popping through, but it's lemon, but not the tartness lemon. Yeah. Let me pull it. So notes on this: cinnamon, mandarin orange, lavender, and lemon/sour lime. Okay. Heart notes are fruity notes, incense, Japanese red cedar, I should say, and cumin. Base notes, and that cumin is the other thing I think I might have been picking up. Cumin and the cinnamon. Base notes: tobacco, vanilla, leather, cedar, benzoin, iso e super, cypress, and patchouli. This isn't bad. I'd have to spend more time with this because I think it's the lemon and the sour lime that is throwing it a little for me, but it's not throwing it like it's bad or negative. It's just, it seems, how can I put it? Because I don't even want to say it seems out of place. It just seems like it adds something that, it adds some things that was not expecting, because there is definitely the spice in there. But that lemon kind of freshens it up, but it's sour lime, so it's in a sour kind of way. Okay. Still not a bad scent, not a immediate grab type of fragrance for me. I'd probably have to spend more time with the sample just to see if that's what I really want or if I really do like it. But I'm intrigued because tobacco is one of the notes that I lean towards and I gravitate towards. Vanilla, of course. Yeah. All right. Let's jump back in. I said I really want to buy Club de Nuit, but I don't know. Should I buy perfume, limited edition, or EDP? I see, or EDP. Listen, the limited edition, I think the limited edition is one of the better ones out of that line. As far as the Club de Nuit, if you're talking about, the limited edition is probably the one you want to go with. All right. Yeah, Derek, give them some time because they're strong. Yeah, those, we're not talking because I'm trying to think of one that I got that's really light and just stays light. That was it Armaf Odyssey Lemony, that I've tried to give that time, that just stayed light for me. All right. That one doesn't perform that well for me. All right. Starting after the first few sprays, oxygen starts something with molecules, the science thing. Absolutely. Red Black Anubis is like Ganymede, but sweeter. No worries. We take the information, we'll run with it and see what we can pull out. Really want to buy Club de Nuit Parfum Limited and EDP and Afnan Supremacy, not only intense. Okay. Appreciate. Gotta go clone of Ganymede, and in my opinion, it doesn't smell like Black Anubis. Yeah, because I have, it's hard to see, but I have the not Paris, is it Paris Corner Emir? I have that one, and that one does not, when I smell, my thought of that doesn't remind me of Black Anubis, right? So I don't know where, as far as that, maybe I'm just thinking the wrong thing, but yeah, Black Anubis doesn't strike me as Ganymede. There's a metallic nature, kind of mineralic nature, I should say, with Ganymede that I don't get that with this. So if no have Bois Imperial, and that scratches your itch for Ganymede. And that's the thing also, I kind of mention this a lot, is that sometimes, because y'all have seen, if you've been watching for any period of time, I deal with clones, I deal with designers, and I deal with niche, and I deal with the indie niche, right? I am where I am in my journey. I still can definitely appreciate clones, but I also recognize the difference in the niche and even the designer. And in all honesty, I've skipped over some respects design. I really now gravitate towards clones, and then I'll jump into the niche and indie niche, right? Because for me, the artistry and where I'm really getting those new scents, those new fragrances, is in the niche and the indie niche phase, right? Mancera, right? I just saw day 3. He just announced a new fragrance that's coming out, and I'll try and remember, pull that up. Remind me, somebody to pull that up, see if I can pull that information as far as what those notes are going to be. That I'm like, I might have to, because day 3 is about 45 minutes away from where I live on this side of Phoenix. He's on the other side. And so I might have to go over to his boutique and see if I can get a sample, get my nose on it, and see what I can do, because he's got a new one coming out from day 3. But for me, that's where the artistry is. But there are some fragrances that, getting back to my point, there are some fragrances that you're going to have that will scratch your itch for that thing. For me, one of my holy grail fragrances is Mind Games Jadou. So Jadou by Mind Games. Right now, the Yeoman Lale version is helping to scratch that itch. That way, if I can, now when I find a bottle at a good price, I'll pull the lever on that. But some of the great things about these clones is that they do help to scratch that itch, so that while you're waiting to find a deal, or if you're deciding if you really want to go ahead and get that big bottle, that expensive bottle, it scratches the itch. It helps you to figure out, I'm gonna keep this and rock this and wear this. Because the other thing that that we have to keep in mind in fragrance community is that for those of us that are watching videos, those of us that are building collections, those of us that are enthusiasts, I've been training my nose. I've been trying to train my nose even more to be able to pick up on stuff, because I'm interested in the artistry of this, right? And I love the different fragrances and scents and what have you. But majority of people that are out there that we come across, as far as in our work and our family, friends, what have you, most of them are just like, does it smell good? Right? And so the fact that you can tell the difference between a clone and the OG is great. But for the people that are around you, they may not be able to tell the difference. So if you find something that scratches your itch and helps you to, prolong until you get that expensive bottle, I'm all for it. You will not find any of that slander here from this channel. All right. Joel said Paris Corner Emir Celestial. Yes, that's the one I was thinking about. That's the one I have. And yeah, it's a pretty good clone of Ganymede, and it does not, for me, it doesn't, just from my fragrance memory, doesn't remind me or doesn't put me in the space of Black Anubis. So, all right, Derek, agreed. Yeah, I mean, you will not find, on this channel, I don't plan on ever moving away from the clones, covers, remixes, as my guy Walt over at Fatboy Finesse calls them. You won't find me moving away from them. You are seeing more of the niche and more of some of the other things, but I don't ever plan to move away from clones or just kind of act as if they don't exist. That's not me. I'm not going to act as if clones are now horrible, bad. I consider clones to be the gateway drug of this niche. It is how some people just get started. They get started with a clone, and then they get another clone, and they figure out, oh, now they want to go and find out what the OG smells like, right? That's kind of, for me, what was it? Afro leather turned me on to African leather, right? Mason Alhambra's Afro leather, smelled that. I was like, oh, that's good. But then it turned me on to African leather by Mimo Paris. So now African leather is one of my grail bottles. That's one of the bottles that I plan on getting that will definitely make it into my collection. That is one of my must-haves, right? But I would probably not have known about that had I not smelled the clone. All right, just my thoughts. All right, let's do this last one. Let's get pulled up here. This last one is, what is this? First Date. First Date. Ooh. There's a freshness with this up top. There's a little sweetness in this. There's also some floral in this. It's a crazy combination. Yeah, definitely evening. But this can be evening hanging out, evening intentional. This isn't strictly an intentional fragrance. You know, there are some fragrances, when I say intentional, that means you trying to get some things going that evening. All right. This has the potential for that, but it doesn't have to be that. This is just a nice evening fragrance that actually, this could even work. It doesn't have to be fall or winter. This could work spring. Yeah, let's get up what this actually has in it, because this one did hit me kind of like, this is another one that works. Top notes: bay leaf, thyme, orange, Amalfi lemon and lime, coconut and almond. Interesting. Heart notes are Virginia cedar and lily of the valley. That's the florals I was thinking about. Sandalwood, cashmere wood, cedar, sea salt, jasmine, saffron, rose. There we go. Base notes are ambergris, musk, amber, and vanilla, caramel, and tonka bean. Yeah. First date is nice. All right. Now, I don't like, y'all know, I don't like doing the ranking just because it's subjective and it could change by the end of me giving the ranking, right? But if I'm gonna give you my top 3 out of this collection so far of what I've smelled, because I think that's all of them. I've done all 9. My top 3 out of this discovery set that I've gotten from them. First one up is, and this is not in order of 1 through 3, right? These are just my top 3. First one is, I can't find it because I've got them all over the place, but Black Anubis, Night on the Nile. Yeah. Black Anubis, Night on the Nile. And then this first date one might be the third one. Unless I remind myself of something else. First date might, let me just, Signature's good. Yeah. I'm going to say that would be the third one. That would be, for sure, would turn into bottles at some point. Yeah. Some of these, like Coconut Daiquiri, is definitely going to be, like I said, I'll go on my cruise with me. That'll be something that I'll throw on just because I'll have travel sprays and samples, decants that I can wear while I'm on the cruise, what have you. Especially because getting in and out of the pool, whatever, it'll wash off. It'll do all the fun things that it does. So, but those 3, Black Anubis, Night on the Nile, and First Date, are probably my top 3 out of this. So, only one of them am I like not necessarily feeling, and more so because it leans a little more feminine for me. But all of these are pretty good. Nice stuff from the brand. Again, some are going to be more my speed than others, but nothing that I'm like, oh, that's trash. There's nothing in this discovery set of the 9 that I chose. And the thing I like about it is that you get to choose the 9 that you get, right? Most of the times with discovery sets, they'll give you their collection that they want to give you, or you've got to buy like multiple collections in order to get everything or get what you might want. With this one, you can order, they give you basically choose 9. You can mix them up in any way you want to. They are all 2.5 mLs that you can get. So I'll get a couple of wearings out of these. I don't know if I'll wear all of these for a full wearing, but definitely I'll try them on and kind of see what's going on with them and what have you. But not bad. Definitely something to check out. So if you were, I think it was Derek, that you were looking for some things to check out from the House of Sphinx, hopefully you got some ideas of some stuff that might work for you. All right. Jump back into the chat. Joe, like I always say, if it smells good, it doesn't matter if it's cologne, designer, or niche. Exactly. And that's something that, you know, because sometimes I've reviewed stuff that I haven't smelled the OG. Right. And and my question or my thought is, no matter what it's cloning, how does it smell? If it smells like trash, if it's a clone of trash, then it's a clone of trash. Whether it could be 100% or it could be an 80% clone. How does it smell? That's always what I'm looking at, is how does it smell? That's for me is what's most important. Clone, designer, niche just tells me kind of something about the company. But if we're honest, let's just even go here, keep it a buck. Sometimes if we're honest, that doesn't even necessarily speak to quality, because sometimes these clone companies, the Middle Eastern brands, what have you, they're using quality stuff as well, right? Some of the stuff, from what I'm understanding, is sourced in similar places, what have you. You may get a little degradation, but we're not talking about they are just cooking it up in their bathtub. Okay. Right. Let's see. Tom, sorry you're late. Notifications don't know. It's okay. Just know right now my plan is pretty much every Tuesday. Tuesdays, my schedule as far as my life is just kind of crazy. Monday, I do stuff for the church, for the hub that we have. Wednesday, my wife does something online. Thursday, she does something online. Friday is my time with my wife. Saturdays and Sundays don't really work. So Tuesdays are my nights that pretty much my goal is trying to go live and do this more often. So even if notifications don't turn on Tuesdays, you can pretty much try and look for me. I'll probably be doing a live. That's kind of where I'm looking at. All right. Good to see you though. Derek said, I'm just enjoying the journey, man. Lately, I've revisited fragrances that I didn't like 2 to 3 years ago, and now I love them. Oud wood, for example. That's the other thing. One of the things I think that we fail to mention or fail to recognize also is that just like your palate has changed, as far as like things that you may have liked to eat, your nose palate, your sense of smell, that changes too, right? For example, like, I mean, growing up as a kid, I hated Brussels sprouts. I couldn't stand them. But now you go to a nice restaurant and they've got, you know, the charred Brussels sprouts, whatever, I'm good with that. Doesn't mean that Brussels sprouts were always good. Well, they were always the same way, smelling the same way, but my taste changed. And so likewise, your scent profile or your nose will shift, and stuff that you didn't like at first, you may like now, right? In fact, I'm going to have to make it an intent to go and smell, what was it? It was Tom Ford, Oud Mineral. Okay. First time I smelled that, I was like, what in the heck is this? Even the person that was selling it, even the person that was at the dealers, that was like, you know, because I was trying to, you know, it was early in my fragrance journey. He was like, he didn't like it. Okay. But I recognize, because my nose has shifted, because my palate and my senses has changed, I might have to go back and give it another smell just to see if it was just, I wasn't ready for it. Right. Tom said, no, some clones make better twists than the originals. Also, some of these folks are being paid to push high dollar frags. So I appreciate that too, man. My goal is, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna tell you what I like, what I don't like. Right. I'm gonna just say this, and one that I have been I've been trying to give it time. Yeoman Lael sent me one. I had ordered something and then they sent me a couple other ones just because he does know that I do reviews. And in fact, I think one of my reviews is now floating around on their sponsored ads for Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, check it out, give it a like. But he sent over this one, which is Love Trap from Yeoman Lael. This one is their take on Checkmate. And I say I'm giving it time because I recognize that maceration is a thing. I recognize that, you know, my nose, all of those fun things. When I first got this, there was my wife gave it the perfect word. She said it was a fermented smell, right? It was a fermented smell. Now it's calmed down, it's toned down, so it's still going through a maceration process. But I wouldn't get there, and just because they sent it over to me, I'm not going to sit here and do a review of this and say, oh, it smells great, it smells just like what have you, because it doesn't. It's not there. Now, after it's macerated, if it's still off, then it's still off. But right now, but if it's great, then it's great when it gets there. But right now, I'm not going to sit up here and just tell you all that this is phenomenal when it's not. It's getting better, but it's not there yet. All right. Olfactory maturity is a real thing. Absolutely. Yep. It is a very real thing. Grew into loving rose oud scents. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Appreciate. Yeah. It's on IG too. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. In fact, the first time one of my boys was like, because I've turned him on to Yeoman Lael, and one of my boys, he's in Oklahoma City, and like on almost regular basis now, he's like, have you tried this from Yeoman Lael? Because he's really digging the house. But he texted me one morning, I was getting ready for work, and he texted me and he's like, man, I just saw you're on Yeoman Lael's ad. I was like, what? And he sent me a screenshot, and then I started seeing it. So I was like, cool, awesome. Still trying to find an oud rose fragrance you like. Haven't found anything yet. Now I am, and I know, who is it? What's the one? I want to say, I'm trying to think of the name because it escapes me right now. What's the one by Louis Vuitton that everyone, it's very divisive. And I can say Louis Vuitton just because I'm talking about their fragrance. I'm not talking about any clone of it. Ombre Nomad, is that it? Yes, Ombre Nomad. There you go. Yes. I recognize that is very polarizing. I happen to like it. I did have, but that brings me back to, again, the maceration thing, because I had a cover of that, and it was atrocious. It was atrocious until it macerated. But yeah, I mean, oud rose is a good combination if you find the right one that works for you and works for your nose. Okay. One step above the rose oud is chocolate rose. Okay. Arabian oud risala. Okay. Okay. Again, Joel, I'm gonna have to come back and take notes on what you have been putting in here, because I got to figure out some stuff. All right. I got to get my life like Joel. Rose Defense is also a great rose oud that they make, but it is difficult to wear. Yeah. The thing about rose oud combinations, in my opinion, also is just the situation's got to be right. It has to be right. You know, there are some fragrances that, you know, and they may not be necessarily blue fragrances, but they are fragrances that can work in more situations than not. But rose oud is a combination that is like, you got, in my opinion, you got to be the right person and the right environment. All right. I'm not wearing it to church, especially if I got to minister or preach or teach. I'm not doing that. All right. Let's find something before it gets cold again here in Texas. Yeah. What part of Texas you in, Derek? because I will be in San Antonio next week. Next week, I go to San Antonio, and there is a shop in San Antonio that I hit up that he's got a boatload of Middle Eastern brands, but he's also got boatload of designers and testers of like niche fragrances like Creed Bond Number 9. So he's my place that I go check out. So I will be in San Antonio. There, I can see you. Oh, you're in Dallas. Okay. I come through Dallas, not as much, maybe once every other year now. Tom says about Rose Oud, it's an elevated nighttime scent. You must own the room when you wear it. Absolutely. That's the good way to put it. Because yeah, it is not something that you just wear just because you want to throw on something. You have to really be mindful of where you're going, what the intent is, and have the right attitude towards it, right? The right attitude when wearing it. Just because if you are afraid of looks being like, I don't know if I like it or don't, that's not the fragrance for you. All right. Wear Cartier Dun Soir to preach too often. Listen, I got a preaching engagement this Sunday, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear. Because I'm guest at a church too, and it's for one of my boys. He's going to be out of town, so he's asked me to kind of cover for him. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear. These are the things that I go through. I try and figure out what I'm gonna wear. And in fact, I'll probably do a video because one of the things I haven't been doing lately is my weekly rotation videos. And there's a reason for it. One of the reasons I haven't done, you guys get a sneak peek. I'll probably talk about it in a quick video. But one of the reasons I stopped doing my weekly rotation videos was because for me, I stopped enjoying the fragrance. It was almost like I had to wear something each day so that when I did the video, I could say I wore this. And I was not just grabbing what I wanted to wear. And so for me, I do put some thought into what I'm going to wear and what fragrance and where I'm going and all that fun stuff. But don't be surprised if I wear some of the same stuff I've been wearing, because I'm enjoying it. The thing I love about this whole thing that we're in is there's so much that's out there to wear that it never gets tiring. But yes, there's some times where it's like, no, I really like that and I want to wear it again. Right? So, all right. So yeah, it needs to be something, needs to be dressed up, needs to smell ombre nomad. Yeah. Yeah. If you're in Dallas, you probably should have a somewhere, gallery or someplace, you might have a Louis Vuitton store. Just go check it out. The one here in Scottsdale, I go in there probably once every other month or whenever I'm on that side of town and put my nose on stuff, and they don't have a problem with it. All right. Got Nausea Intense and Not Too Happy. Bought it before my Hawas. I haven't done Hawas Tropical now. I don't have Hawas Tropical. I do have Tarathi Electric. I am planning to check about Hawas Tropical because I haven't picked that one up yet. That wasn't me. All right. Let me see if I can find, before I let you all out of here, let me see if I can pull up Day 3's, because I'm part of their fragrance tribe, if you will, which just means I follow them. But see if we got the notes on this yet. All right, so the notes on this, it's a new one that Day 3 is releasing called Desert Rose, I think he said. And the notes on it are juniper, cactus blossom, green tea, papyrus, and petrichor. Now, I don't know what petrichor is. What is petrichor? Okay, so petrichor is essentially the smell that accompanies the first rain after a long period of dry, warm weather. All right. So that's the new one that's coming from day 3. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick so you can see. If I can blow it up just a little. I can't blow it up or enlarge it, but you might be able to see it here. But yeah, juniper, cactus blossom, green tea, papyrus, and petrichor. So that is the new day 3 that he just announced today. And so I'll definitely see if I can get my nose on it, because I like day 3, digging day 3. They like I said, they're 30-45 minutes away from where I live here in the Valley. So I'll probably have to go over to the boutique and be like, hey, can I get a sneak peek? Johnny Cart, Scott Snottsdale, you're in North Phoenix. Thanks for the reviews. Not a problem. We might have to, I'm gonna work with another YouTuber that's here. We might see if we can do a fragrance meetup here in Phoenix. All right. My bad. That was what it was. Electric. Yes, it was Ross that did that review. No problem. No problem. Rare Reef. Okay. That's another one that I'm going to check out on my trip, because when I go to San Antonio, I can actually put nose on a lot of the things that are the Middle Eastern clone brands, and really pull out with some stuff. All right. Juniper makes you think gentle fluidity silver, and papyrus makes you think Santal 33. Sounds great for summer. Yeah. And here's the thing, that when I talked with Michael, the perfumer over at day 3, all of his stuff, he ideally wants it to be worn. He tries to make everything pretty much unisex. The only one that I know that specifically was not unisex was their recent one, which was the collab with the female artist, Megan, I think her name is, Royal Reflections. That one is more towards ladies, but all of his stuff he wants to make so that it's never really out of season, if you will, because he lives where winter, right around the corner, pretty much. He lives where winter is 50s and 60s. For some of y'all, that's spring, almost summer. But all of his stuff is designed to be worn whenever you want to wear it, and unisex. And so I'm interested in that one. And I remember him telling me the story that this is one that in that collaboration, there's I guess the artist that they're collaborating with for this new one, he's a music artist as well. And so it's designed to kind of go along with one of his songs about rain in the desert or something like that. And so they worked together to get this scent, kind of what they were looking for. So I'm interested to check it out and see what it smells like, because it might be bottle number 3 from day 3. Actually, technically bottle number 4, because one of them I gave my wife. I got Royal Reflection for my wife, and then I have Escandalo and Trace Orals. So it could be bottle number 4, just because we're coming to the end. Well, summer is probably I've got another 2 months of summer, 2.5 months. So I still have time to pick up Bonnie, but this new one sounds very interesting as well. All right. Perfect. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't have anything else for you guys this evening. Don't own anything from them yet, so this one might be the first. Yeah, and here's the thing. The thing I also like about day 3 is that if you purchase their discovery set, you basically are getting that discovery set for free, because in their discovery set, I think they put pretty much everything that they have. You can then choose what you like. They'll give you a code that you can then use as basically the cost of this discovery set. Use that off of the purchase of a full bottle. So day 3, I'm definitely digging day 3. I'm definitely feeling day 3. one of my favorite indie niche brands. Absolutely. All right. I think that's it right now. I've got to get in here, and I've got some other content that I need to create for you guys, but that's it for this evening. I appreciate you stopping through. Again, just a reminder, 2 weeks from today, put it on your calendar. Tom, make sure you got notifications turned on. But 2 weeks from today, on the 29th, I'm doing a live to celebrate hitting the 5,000 subscriber milestone. We're going to do some giveaways. I've got hopefully some special guests that will pop through. Terrence from Nazar has already committed to stopping through and doing giveaway of his fragrances, some of his fragrances. I've got a discovery set from day 3 that they've already given me to give away. Someone else has already said that they will give a bottle towards the giveaway as well. So lots of things happening with that, but also as part of my appreciation of each and every one of you that have commented, have liked, have subscribed, have hung out with me for this now, hour and 23 minutes that we've been talking about fragrances. So my way of showing appreciation to each and every one of you. So that's it for this evening. Again, as always, stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good. We will see you next time. Have a great one and be blessed.